What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review. Dude, I'm hanging out with a homie today that I should have been asking a long time ago to talk with, and it just kind of happened recently at a show. We're talking. This is Anthony Tony. He plays in three very, very important bands, specifically to me, but to kind of oi and punk in general. Liberty and Justice, Bullshit Detector, and Concrete Elite, a band that we all know and love. So, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? What is it, Randy or Randall? We just had this
Dude,
conversation about with me, but can I say Randy?
yeah, I don't care. Dude, it don't matter to me. You can call me whatever you want, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was talking to Ann Slua and literally you came up naturally in conversation because I was just talking about like what I have going on for the week, and then I was like, wait a minute, I think I accidentally called you Manny at first. I was like, wait a minute, wrong person. And they were like, huh? And I was like, no, not vocalist. I was like, guitar player. And I was like, hold on, man, I look real stupid right now. I gotta do something. And I'm like furiously looking through my phone. I was like, I don't think I've ever asked him his name before. I was like, I hope I have it right. Oh, dude, I was so embarrassed, bro. It was like as many times as we've hung out, and I don't think I've ever been like, what's your name? Like,
It's actually pretty funny how many times I've had to tell Manny from Concrete Elite how many times I've told him that people call me Manny, and and man, I'm bad at this kind of stuff because I think it's kind of funny. They're like, I don't correct people.
that's awesome.
I just let them go, man, and then like years later, me and Manny are in the same room with that person, and it gets real awkward, and it's
Dude,
funny.
I think that's that's
Yeah,
very funny, bro. I'm super into stuff like that. And the thing
yeah,
is that like the way I look at it is this, man. First and foremost, like there is absolutely no disrespect coming from me. So like I don't
yeah.
have any reason to think it was gonna actually be mad, but it just dawned on me. I was like, I don't know that I've ever clarified this. Like I'm really bad about remembering things, so maybe I have. I was like, I don't know, man. But yeah, I get called all kinds of stuff. I get called Brandon a lot, which is weird. Like I guess maybe it kind of sounds like Randall, I guess. I don't know. I
Yeah,
get called, hey Brandon, and I'll be like standing there and they're like, Brandon. Hey, Brandon. I'm like, no, that's not my name, bro. Like, whatever,
they
but
make
what's
they
up?
make you feel like the asshole for not
I,
responding.
that's hilarious, dude. So, man, you're a rather important member of our scene, dude. Like down here in Texas, I mean, all three of the bands you play with are really important, and I think that's pretty cool. We've talked about it a couple of times. It's exhausting when
It's
you know
it's
fests and
exhausting.
such. Yeah,
Yeah. I've never honestly seen it as being important. It's interesting to hear someone else put it in those words. You know what I mean? To me, I'm a guy that plays in bands and likes to play in bands, and I don't have a family or a wife or kids, and that's just what I do. I fill my time with bands and music and just travel as much as I can. But yeah, it's interesting to hear it put that way, important.
I mean, to me, it is. I mean, look,
Yeah.
obviously, you know why Bullshit Detector would be important to me, but Liberty and Justice. I mean, these are all people I care about. Like every one of the bands you're in is full of people that I look at and go, friend, not just somebody I know, somebody that I would,
Yeah.
if they needed a place to stay, they could stay at my house. Like that's how much I know those people. That's how much I care about everybody. So like, I think it's pretty important, and it's also really cool because I like all the bands a lot. So it's just like
Well, I mean, I'm in the same boat. What I think is really cool is that I really liked all of these bands before I was in the band. You know, uh, it's starting with Concrete. I was a big fan before I even was considered to play guitar. You know what I mean? And then, it happened with Liberty and Justice and the same thing with Bullshit Detector. I loved these bands, and then the opportunity arose and I just didn't say no.
that's
And here
awesome.
I am. Yeah.
That's awesome. You know what's funny is like the first time that I became aware of you is because I was confused because I saw you play with Liberty and Justice, and then I was just getting in with Richard. I hadn't talked to him in a little while. We were starting to get friendly again. Like we used to hang out a long time ago,
Yeah.
and so like we're starting to hang out again. And I guess he had like a lineup change, and I was unaware of it. And so like I went to a show, and like you were playing guitar, and I was like, I swear that guy was in Liberty and Justice, dude. I was like, it was tripping me out, bro. And then we started talking. I was like, oh, I get it now. Never mind, my bad. I was, it's a very. This is the way all I'll say it like I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like all good scenes with good bands, they're all very incestuous. Do they all have
Yeah.
dudes play in four different bands? They do different positions, different things, or they got one guy that's kind of like the drummer for three different bands or whatever. So
Yeah.
like you can always tell that's because there's good people involved. So
Yeah. I wish I could be one of those guys that's playing everything. Drums is one of the
right?
things I never picked up on. I never picked up on drums, but there are those guys out there that they're in 4 different bands and they play a different instrument or they play a different instrument in each band, and I think that's crazy. That's something that I think would be cool, but I don't know if I'd ever pick up drums. That's
So drums is the one I always wanted to play, and piano is always the one that I regret not learning because I had the opportunity to do it and I didn't do it.
yeah.
So because I'm not a like good guitar player. I'm serviceable to give you an idea of what I want us to sound like. So like,
Yeah.
I can give you like a good riff and maybe like some cool ideas, but I can't write full songs with Lee. I can't do that, and I can barely mimic other people's stuff. So yeah, I
I
totally understand.
I initially, I tell people this all the time. I initially wanted to play drums. I always wanted to be a drummer. I wanted to play drums. Uh, but then you think about it from a parent's perspective. Then, do you want a 10, 12-year old in your house with a drum set? And
No.
also, I think it was a lot cheaper on my parents to get me a guitar than it
Right.
was a drum set. And here I am.
I mean, that's how like folk punk started getting popular again, because a bunch of broke kids that couldn't afford a real kit or they couldn't afford an amp started playing on acoustic guitars. I mean,
I started beating on a suitcase or something.
right?
Yeah.
Like, well,
Yeah.
that's how I started playing guitar, was through an acoustic that I one day realized was an acoustic electric. That's how bad I was at guitar, that I was like, oh shit, this plugs in. And so
Yeah.
I plugged it in, turned the gain up, and I was like, oh, this will work. And I just started writing songs, like,
Yeah.
but that's awesome, dude. So you started playing with Concrete first, and then Liberty and Justice, and then Bullshit Detector. Is that how that
Yeah.
went?
I mean, I've been in bands since like 17 years old. I was touring already, but
Wow, 17.
I played in a hardcore band called Lion Weight out of San Antonio.
Oh
Um,
shit, I know Lion Wait. That's crazy.
yeah, and I think I had been in other bands before then and toured before then, but I think by the time I was in Lion Weight was really that band that showed me that like really touring, like what real touring was like and all of that stuff. And fast forward to this, Lion Weight played their last show in 2009. So fast forward to, I think it was 2015, maybe. Uh, that's when Concrete approached me about playing guitar. And the whole thing was like, that's where they knew me from, is they knew me from Lion Weight, from playing in other bands and playing in that band Lion Weight, which is how I met Ryan and how I met, everybody that I know today was from Lion Weight. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool, dude. That tells me that we've been in a lot of shows together. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
We've probably been around each other a lot longer than I realized. Like,
Yeah. That playing with that band Lion Weight was cool. I was young, and it was my first like taste of real touring. Um cool interesting fact is it was one of Triple B Records' first few releases. I think Lion Weight was like release number 2 or 3 on Triple B Records.
dude, that's dope,
I'm sure that record nerds can go out and find that out. I don't know for sure, but it was 2 or 3, I think, was the release.
dude. That's
Yeah.
cool. I see.
Yeah.
Being a label guy, I love stuff like that. Like that like
Yeah.
one of my favorite things to be able to tell people is that, oh, I've got 6 releases with this one band. They're always like, good grief. I'm like, yeah, dude, like they're my homies. Like I'll
Yeah.
put out whatever they want. Like I think that's cool. Like I think it's awesome that you guys you were in an early Triple B. I didn't even know that the label was
Yeah,
around.
he was running that label out of his dorm room out of college, man. Like,
Dude, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is
That's
dope.
those early starts of Triple B Records.
I should hit that dude up for an interview. I like talking to people about that side of the scene because it's
Yeah.
way different. That's a whole
Sam's
different
real
thing.
cool. He's a nice guy. He's super cool. Yeah.
Mm. You know that punk label TKO?
Yeah.
So I did a video on a Forgotten album and I misquoted something by accident. It wasn't a big deal, but the label owner saw it and like emailed me like, hey, da da da. So we're like talking now about getting him on the show. I was like, that's crazy because that label I've been buying stuff since I was like a little kid, dude. Like
Yeah.
I've been buying stuff from TKO for a long time. So
That
it's a
would be real cool.
weird little world we got out here. It's interesting how punk, especially in Texas. I don't know how it is in like the East Coast or the West Coast, but in Texas, like hardcore punk and like oi, like it's just kind of one big group of people
Yeah, and
for the most part.
I don't know if it's more of a, I have a hard time. We all had our party phases, so I have a
Right.
hard time remembering a lot of my younger days touring and stuff. But I can't tell if it's more of a cycle or maybe I just don't remember. Hardcore punk and oi coming together um, as a conglomerate scene, and then it kind of goes separates a little bit again for 4 or 5 years, and then comes back together again. And I feel like we're at that point where it's
Yeah,
hardcore punk oi. They're all sharing band members, different scenes, and
that makes sense.
playing
That's
shows
probably
together, and yeah.
it's probably
But
more of a pulsing thing. That makes more
yeah,
sense.
if it is a cycle, we're definitely in that part of the cycle where hardcore punk and oi is all together. Like
Right.
everybody's playing in each other's bands or playing each other's shows and
It's
things
fun,
like that.
bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, like look
yeah,
at like the Weekender, like that's gonna
yeah,
be crazy. It's a big giant like amalgamation of sounds. Like it's a lot of
yeah.
different stuff.
No, it's gonna be great. I think they always do a great job with selecting, hand selecting bands for that thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Dude, I got people flying in from like California to come to that I people that I know and introduced them to y'all's bands. It's crazy to
yeah,
me. I'm like, this is so dope. Like I'm so proud of that, man. I think it's so awesome.
yeah,
I get this little like tinge of pride whenever Ryan's like, "Hey man, can you work this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro! Just say the word, man. I'll be there." Like,
yeah,
you ain't gotta ask me, dude. As long as I'm gonna be like in Texas, I'm good. I don't leave often, so
yeah,
that's yeah. Uh, man, crazy stuff in music right now. The scene is very healthy. Like
yeah.
just the honestly the like the oi music right now is crazy. Like there's so much quality oi music right now.
Of
It's
course. Yeah, yeah,
It's wild, man. I could name 50 good bands, and I don't know that I could have done that 10 years ago. Like,
yeah.
where do you think that's coming from?
Um, Man, a lot of it could be people are angry. You know what I mean? People are
Facts.
really angry right now, and I think channeling that into music helps a lot. But not only that, but I think we're also in a time where we have these fancy devices that we can do anything we want on, and a lot of people are getting really good really fast with their instruments because they
Valid.
basically have a teacher in front of them. You
Yeah.
can YouTube anything, you can learn anything, and we're at that age now where information is just, you want to learn something, you can be an expert next week, and I think people applying that to music is making a huge difference too. Because I notice a lot now in the scene is I see a lot of people that know their instruments, that understand music theory. It's not just a bunch of punks that picked up a guitar. And I think that's cool. I think that's really awesome. Coming from somebody where I grew up a music nerd, you know what I mean? Um, I didn't just grow up playing punk music, stuff like
Okay.
that. And to see stuff like that, I think that's probably one of the bigger differences now as opposed to 20 years ago, is that a lot of these people know their instruments now.
Well,
It's people are learning their instrument, really understanding it.
it takes some dedication to do that.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah,
easy. And convenience is nice though. But like, I'm gonna get into your personal history here in a minute.
hmm,
But like, I was thinking that one of the reasons that it's like specifically oi right now is so prevalent. Like, punk's kind of always been around, but there's like a resurgence in specifically oi music, and I think it's because all the people that liked punk in like the 2000s, we're all middle aged now, and we all have different priorities. And when you get a little older, like you start thinking different, right? So like the things that are
yeah,
important to you are different. So like topically, the music's just going to be a little different. Also, you listen to bands when you're 19. Uh, a Coxbar song, while great, and you might be singing along, may not mean the same thing to you as it does when you're in your mid 30s, and you're like, oh man,
yeah,
I understand these words way more now. So I think there's an age thing that sort of a certain generation grows to a certain age, this kind of music becomes more relevant within their personal collection and playing preferences.
yeah. And along with age, your musical palette tends to change, and
Mm-hmm.
you get tired of listening to the same three power chords over and over again. And that's a lot of it too. Why I think that's a lot of why a lot of this newer age of oi and punk is more than three power chords. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
dude, it's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I love
there's
it.
there's so many bands out there. Like I'm like, that's a hardcore band. Like I don't even care really. I just surprises me that people will call whatever band I'm referring to a specific genre, and I'm like, oh, I don't really hear that. Like
Yeah,
when y'all play with High Vis, right? if somebody had told me, hey, what do you think about High Vis? I'd have been like, yeah, they're pretty tight. What kind of music are they? I don't know, like a rock band, because that's what I thought they were. And then I go see them
Yeah,
play live, and I'm like, dude, they're kind of like a hardcore band, kind of like that's the vibe they carry. Like maybe they're not
yeah,
like traditional hardcore, but it was, yeah, man, it was that band converted me that night. That was awesome. Good show.
yeah. I think like me and you conversing, calling a band a rock band could mean something completely different than
Oh yeah,
talking to your coworkers saying they're a rock band, and your coworkers or whoever normies at your job are like, oh, you mean like Nickelback, or you mean like Creed? Like,
that
yeah,
is a good
that's what
point.
I mean by rock, you know. But I understand what you mean when you say a rock band, you know, because
Right? Yeah, I
you
just
don't know. It's not punk. It's not hardcore. It's, you know,
yeah, it's like it's
um,
got elements of both of those in there, but I wasn't
yeah,
sure. And then I saw him play live, and I was like, well, I know where they come from now. Like it's very clear. Like
yeah,
and it's bands like Bullshit Detector, even like you guys. All I know where all y'all come from, but the music it sounds a little different. I let people hear it at the shop, dude. It's the watching their faces is the best part because they never know what to expect. And then Richard comes in his vocals, and it's always like a eyebrows
yeah,
up. I'm like, you like it or you don't? And they're like, most of the time it's like, yeah, I love this, but every now
yeah.
and then I've had a couple people there like, yeah, a little too crazy for me. I'm like, that's wild, but okay, like
That's perfect.
uh, but so tell me a little bit more about your personal history. How'd you get into punk? Like when? What was some of the first shows you went to, or if you can
um,
remember?
what from what I can remember, so I started playing music. I got a guitar around 11 or so years old. And at that point in my life, I didn't know anything other than metal. Like
Hmm.
I was just young, and we didn't have the internet, and it was whatever records your buddies had or whatever was on Headbangers Ball, you know, that's where we got our music from. So at that point in my life, I was into metal. I didn't know much else. I didn't know other genres existed. I didn't know what to look for. Um, and I hate to sound cliche, because everybody, especially everybody in our age group, is gonna say like Misfits is one of the first punk bands that got them into punk, and that was definitely me. That was definitely me, and I think a lot of that horror punk, spooky vibes, skeletons and bones and all of
Yeah,
that just kind of stuck with me like my whole life, you know? So I love that aspect of it, but I didn't start really going to shows until I was capable of driving on my own, because I lived in New Braunfels. So getting to San Antonio was kind of difficult. Getting to Austin was difficult if I didn't have a car. Um, but I will say early ages, around like 14 or so, I had friends taking me to punk shows, and um around that time it's cool because we get to bump elbows with some of these same people as in our scene now, but like I was going to watch like Complete Control, Strap-ons, you know? Like I was going to see Casualties and Strap-ons and like Unseen, A Global Threat, like that was my introduction into punk at that time period. Um and to me, honestly, those days were I could smell those days right now. But I wish those days could I could relive a lot of that. Those were the good years. Yeah.
dude, Complete Control. Oh, I love that band. Oh
Yeah.
man, dude. Like,
I remember being in middle school, and we had a substitute teacher one day in history class, and the teacher randomly, she could tell that I was a punk, and she just asked me, she was like, do you know that band, the Strap-ons? And to me, I was like, why is this teacher talking to me about Strap-ons? And she was like, they used to be some of my students, I love those guys. And I'm like, no
dude,
way. Like, yeah. So I gotta tell Sam that story next time I see him. That would be fun.
dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I had a few teachers that did some cool stuff over the years, but it was very, very seldom. Usually it was like they would play a song, or I'd be like, well, how do you know this?
Yeah.
Like, I had
Yeah.
a teacher once ask me, she's like, hey, man, I wish I could remember what grade this was. Maybe 10th, 11th. She says, hey, you seem to be really into music. Can you bring me some stuff to play during art class? She's like, I hate to ask you this, but make sure it's not too explicit. And I was like, I think I can come up with some stuff. I mean, punk rock, dude. There's a lot of punk that's incredibly explicit, but by and large, punk isn't. I wouldn't consider it explicit. Like,
Yeah.
some songs they too drunk to fuck or Nazi punks fuck off. Okay, sure, that's got the F bomb all over it. But
Yeah.
like your average punk song is usually just trying to say something or tell a story.
Or
So
talking about jerking off. It's like it's one of
or
the
or
three.
that or that or that or that.
Yeah.
Like I think I brought in Rancid, and I think I brought in the Sex Pistols, and then I brought in Sublime. I know it was Sublime, but she told me I couldn't play Sublime because it was just he was talking about drugs and stuff too much. And at
Yeah.
a young age, I didn't even consider that. I was like, oh, whatever. So, but she played
Yeah.
Rancid and the Sex Pistols. I thought that was pretty cool. I got kicked out of school for a No Effects album because I brought the Heavy Petting Zoo LP,
Hmm.
and I was in like AB classes, so I was a troubled kid or whatever. And she's like, the teacher says, hey, bring 3 things to represent you to school. And I remember very clearly, I brought in a skateboard, I brought in Marlboro Miles because I smoked a lot of cigarettes, and I brought in Heavy Petting Zoo. And they were like, that's it, man, you're out of here. And my dad was like, try not to laugh in the van. He's like, what? Why would you do that, man? Your mom's gonna be so pissed. And I'm like, man, you don't live with my mom. What do you care? Like, it's fucking
I
high school, man.
One of the things I loved, since we're on the subject of how how I got into music and all of that stuff, uh, there was no filter in my house.
Mm.
There was no gate or filter on what me and my sister were allowed to watch or listen to or anything like that. So I became a movie nerd very early in life. I collect, and I'm a huge cinema nerd. I'm into all of that. Uh,
Yes.
but but also, everybody remembers Columbia House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there was no filter on what we listened to. So my parents would let us pick, me and my sister, you get to pick this many CDs a piece every month. And we would just order whatever we wanted out of that Columbia House catalog. And there was nobody to tell us no. And even at a young age, I didn't understand really that, oh, this is inappropriate, or
Right.
I can't bring this to school, or why can't I bring my Bone Thugs and Harmony to school, man? I don't get it.
Yo,
I don't understand, but
dude.
I think growing up that way is the difference between somebody growing up like that and somebody growing up with, parental controls on everything. Like, I wonder, I want to see the social experiment. I wonder how different their minds would be musically,
Well, you're talking to one. I'm 43, and today, if I took a rated R movie into my mother's house, she would tell me to leave it in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would come home and she would have like, dude, I had to make her sit down and read Rancid lyrics so she would leave my CDs alone because she would break my CDs in half. You can't have this in
Yeah.
my house. Crack. She took White Zombie. She took Metallica, bro. I was like, Metallica? Like,
Yeah.
what are they talking about? Maybe War or something, but like, White Zombie, I kind of understood. It was called devil music, but like the Metallica, and she was taking all my stuff, and then it became a thing of like, I just thought you're rebelling too much. I don't want you listening to this because I think it's not helping your brain. I'm like, well, taking it from me is not gonna fix that. Like, what are,
Yeah.
what are we doing, bro? Like, Columbia House though. Shout out Columbia House, dude. You know what's funny? You mentioned metal. I didn't even know. I've never been a metal guy ever. I like some metal. I like thrash metal. I like Megadeth. I like early Metallica. I like thrash stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never been a metal guy, and mostly the vocals are not really my jam, right? But I think I actually got turned on to punk through metal because you were mentioning Misfits. Well, okay, Metallica covered the Misfits. Metallica loved or loves GBH and the other one. What's the other band they like a lot? Discharge. They love
Discharge.
Discharge and
Yeah.
GBH. And then Megadeth covered the Sex Pistols.
I'm pretty
Slight,
sure Metallica did. They did a Discharge song, didn't they,
I
on their
think on
Garage Days?
Garage Days. Yeah, I can't remember
Yeah.
what song it was. And it Slayer did a whole freaking punk album.
Yeah.
So like through that stuff, I figured out, oh, this is the style of music I think I'm going to lean into. And I got
Yeah.
there through the bigger metal acts. So I have metal to thank for my love of punk, really, which is a weird thought because I've never been a metal guy. It's interesting.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because I'll have whatever playlist going, whatever 80s punk, 70s punk, classic punk, whatever the algorithm throws at me for the day. I'll have that playing at work. And every now and then my boss will walk through and he's like, "Is this the original?" And I'm like, "Yes." Because he only knows the Metallica version or the the covered
That's
version. You know
cool,
what I
man.
mean?
That's
And I'm
cool.
like, "Yeah, man, that's what it sounds like originally." You know?
That's rad.
Yeah.
What was your favorite, or not, excuse me, not favorite. What was your first like punk band where you went, "Ooh, I like this"? Because I know you like a lot of everything, but like you play primarily punk music. So
Yeah. Um, I would say let's narrow that down to more of what affects me today as a guitar player. And I would say, man, I know it sounds cheesy to a lot of people, but Rancid is that band for me.
Oh, bro, you're not gonna hear that
Rancid
from
is
me.
that band for me. Uh, it did a lot as far as how to structure a song, the simple things that people overlook or don't think about. You know, people can pick and choose what they want to call punk and what they don't want to call punk, and you know, you can be mad because it was on MTV. That's fine, but to me, like Rancid was one of those bands that was just wow. Like I want to do that. You know,
I know that feeling.
I want to be in bands. I want to tour. I want to do that. I want to say like Rancid, Green Day. Those were the bands of that time period.
Right.
You know, like early '90s. That was the time period that I was really like, oh my god, like that's what I want to do.
I've come to have a mountain of respect for Green Day over the past couple of years.
Yeah,
I didn't really used to think about it much, to be honest. It wasn't like I didn't have a problem with Green Day. I just never thought about it much. Over the past couple of years, I've really learned like A, what they've contributed to punk. B, I don't give a shit if they're a punk band or not. It doesn't matter to me.
yeah,
And C, that those guys, I mean, dude, One Man Army is like almost as important to me as Rancid. I don't know that those guys would be around if it wasn't for Green Day. Like
yeah,
it's there's a lot of like these weird little tentacles that people don't even know about. I mean, the Offspring own Nitro Records. Like, what, dude? Ensign's one of my favorites. AFI came from Nitro Records. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's interesting, man. It's a weird little world, bro. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
Dookie still to this day did numbers that most people will never fathom.
Oh,
You know,
bro.
it's insane. Yeah,
So I'm working on a top 10 most important punk albums video. It's gonna make so many people mad, but like I'm gonna have reasons behind every single pick, and it is also
yeah.
from my perspective. So you know, I don't think there is a definitive top 10. So you
I
know,
love making people mad though, man.
I genuinely get a kick out of it.
It's more so the people that are too tough,
Right.
or their ego is too fragile to admit that they like Green Day. You know what I mean? Like those kind of people. I love to make those people mad. You know?
Oh, dude, my favorite comments are well, actually, my favorite comments are the ones that you can tell somebody really just is stoked. Those are my favorite. But
Yeah,
I also really appreciate the ones that are like, dude, you're a poser. You're not a real punk. I'm like, I okay.
yeah,
I'm like, thumbs up, buddy. Like, whatever you say, Mr. Punk guy. Like, whatever, man. Bet you wouldn't
yeah.
say that in front of me. Like, you know,
I'm a poser because I have air conditioning and I sleep in a bed.
right?
Yeah, to a lot of people that makes me a poser.
It's
So
like, you know, you're right. I did take a shower this morning. My
yeah,
apologies for that.
yeah,
It's just such a weird thing. It is insecurities, man. I find when you have people like that, if you just talk to them for a minute, they almost always come around, and they really just
yeah,
wanted to see if you would talk to them. And it's like,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead, man. I get it. I have weird shit going on in my head too, man. You're not going to offend me. Like, what offends me is racism, sexism, homophobia. That bothers me. If it's not
exactly.
that, I don't
Yeah,
care, bro. Say whatever you want. Like, call me anything you want to. I don't care.
yeah,
But that's awesome. You know, what's funny is talking to people like I love Rancid so much, and I do understand how that sounds crazy to people that they hear it all the time. But talking to people on this channel, man, it honestly has surprised me how many people really love that band probably as much as I do. It blows my mind. It makes me so happy. But like, I don't know, man. I always kind of thought they were like my band, and they were like all the like real punk guys were all too cool for school. But like, I don't know, man. I don't hear much of that when I'm talking to people, and I talk to a
yeah,
lot of people. So like, it's pretty neat, man. I appreciate it personally, but that band probably knows that people care about them like that. It's got to be an interesting feeling.
yeah.
So okay, man. When did you start touring with the current bands you're playing with now? Was it with Concrete or was it Liberty and Justice?
Concrete came first
Okay.
out of the three current bands,
Okay.
and I can't exactly remember, but I think it was 2015 or early 16. I think it was 2015. I could be wrong. My first tour I did with Concrete was with No Time,
Oh wow,
which is cool as fuck.
that's
Um,
awesome.
and that's how I was introduced to and met No Time, and love those guys. Super cool guys. Super genuine guys, and good musicians too, like all around. But that would have been the first tour with Concrete,
Okay.
like I said, I can't. Yeah, if I sat here and looked through my phone, I could probably tell you an exact year, but I think it was 2015.
No,
Yeah.
dude. as much stuff as you've got going on, it'd be a miracle if you could recall everything exact. But
Yeah.
Concrete's been playing for a long time.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I'm closer. I was thinking about this the other day at work, just randomly. I am closer to 40 than I want to be. And I was still in my 20s when I started playing with Concrete.
Dang,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a long time. Yeah.
that is a long time.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, shoot, I think Ryan said that Liberty and Justice is coming out. Was it 10 years now?
Yeah.
And then Bullshit Detector just hit 5. Like, dude, time is just like zipping on by. Like, I feel like Bullshit Detector is a brand new
As
band. But
as
nope,
far as I'm concerned, I thought Bullshit Detector started like yesterday. That's what it feels like.
dude, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. But then I go and look through old pictures and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, that was that little run we did with Liberty and Justice and Bullshit Detector, Violent Way, Concrete Elite,
Right?
and I wasn't in those bands at the time. I was only in Concrete,
That's crazy.
and I swear I feel like that was yesterday, and it wasn't. You know?
That's what I want to convey to Richard, but I don't even know how to begin to tell him. I'm like, dude, chill, man. I know you feel like you've been in this band for years and years and years, but to most people, you're still a new band, and you're a good band. It's gonna come, dude. I can feel his like, I don't know, stress coming from him, like, because I know that he wants to do this, like that's all he wants to do, and
Yeah.
it's man, it's hard, dude. Like,
It's hard. There's a select few that I know of in my personal circle that are here and doing it and not going to do anything else. And I consider
right,
myself one of those people. Um, I like to consider Richard one of those people that this is what we do, you know,
right.
and I'm not going to do anything else. And this is me, and this is what I chose to do. You know, some people start careers and have families and do all that, and this is what I do. All of these people are my family. You know what I mean?
100% I do. Dude,
Yeah,
shout out Ryan too, man. I mean, having an actual like family with children and then
yeah,
owning a business at a place that has to be there sometimes, like,
yeah,
I mean, I people always ask me like, how do you stay like you're so busy all the time? I'm like, well, I mean, I get bored easily, so this to me is fine. I'd rather be way busier than bored. I hate being bored, but like I didn't decide to do this. It just was what I was going to do. As soon as I got the opportunity, I took it. I was like, oh, sweet. Here's a chance to do exactly what I want. I'm still
yeah.
not all the way there yet, but I'm getting there, man. I mean, like, I got hit up this week 4 times by bands that want to be on my label. It's the weirdest thing. I'm like, dude, I don't know if people are on my label. I just put out records for people. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even know how to respond to that sometimes. I'm like, send me your music. I'd love to talk. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Well, one of my common answers to people when they ask, "How do you do this? How do you do that?" It's crazy. How are you doing this? How do you do that? When I'm always gone, I'm always at practice, I'm always on tour. If not this band, it's that band, and they ask, "How do you do it?" And my answer to everybody is I don't party. I'm not at the bar. I'm not hungover.
Bro,
I'm not spending all my money on booze. That, you know, I lived that life already, and I saw what it did, and I saw what it did to a lot of people I cared about too. And you eliminate that from the picture, and you'd be surprised what you can do and what you can accomplish, you know?
I'm so happy you said that because I'm sober and I couldn't do any of this shit I do if I wasn't. Like, I mean, yeah, we were around the same people around the same time. So
Yeah.
I was a mess, dude. I put out 2 records and then it went to my head, and because everybody started knowing who I was, and I wasn't like Mr. Cool Guy. I just was like, oh, sweet, a little bit of minor bit of success. I'm gonna go and just throw all my potential away, and that's what I did. I screwed my band. I mean, Ryan was playing bass in my band. Ryan Taylor played bass. That's crazy. Like, it's insane. Like, and I just threw it away because heroin was fun. Like, what are we talking about? It's ridiculous. But yeah, man, don't party is exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
How many years?
12 sober, 12.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, 12, and it's interesting because I wouldn't say it's like a 12 years complete the whole way through with absolutely nothing. I did have like a on my 40th birthday, I took some mushrooms, but it was like in my home with my wife, like to like kind of do a reset of my brain, like so. But I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't bother me, man. I don't care. I'm not straight edge. I just don't do any of that stuff no more because if I have
Yeah.
a beer, I will go do cocaine. I know how that works. It goes beer, beer, beer. Ah, 8 ball. Like that's just my brain. So
Yeah.
I don't want to spend the $200 on the dope, and I don't want to spend $100 on a bar tab. And then tomorrow I'm waking up $300, dude. That's halfway to a tape release. More
Yeah.
than that, even. Like, what are we
At
talking
least
about?
you spend $200 on records and you wake up the next morning and the records are still there. You
Oh,
know,
or yeah, dude, for
you can
real.
still look at them and listen to them. They're still there. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say that because that's exactly what it is. Remember when we used to party all the time? Like a record collection didn't exist.
No.
You'd be lucky if you could keep your guitar. I've definitely lost a couple of guitars to like the struggle. Like,
Yeah.
but
I have one guitar that I still used in Lion Weight in 2009, and the only reason I still have that guitar is because they got put away in storage and I forgot about it. And I found it 10, 15 years later.
dude, that's
So,
awesome.
but had it been in my hands, at the height of my worst part of my life, oh yeah, it would have been gone to partying for sure. You know?
It's weird how you justify those decisions too. You're like, man, $700 guitar. They're only gonna give me $125 for it. Man, it's all right. I didn't really need it. Like, bro, you spent seven hundred
Yeah.
dollars on that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But you know, yeah. Life is funny, man. Life is funny. There's these chapters that I think most people in our like circles, we go through these chapters. We all do it,
Yeah.
and our group of people, we're lucky to be on the other side of all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So, do you write any of the songs, or are you just the guitar slinger? You just out there.
I do a lot of, you tell me what to play and I go in the studio and track it and just put my flavor on it, if that makes
Mm,
sense. A
that does
lot of
make
the a lot of the leads are me. I don't I'd be lying to you if I told you I wrote them. I literally just go sit with Ramsey in the studio and like just put something there. Uh like I want to say it's some of the last Liberty and Justice stuff we did with Ramsey. Richard's inside tracking guitar and I'm in the hallway like trying to figure out what I'm gonna play. And then I'm like, oh, my turn, and it's pressure's on, and I gotta go in there and put leads on stuff. But
that's awesome.
I I am a firm believer in, if the well-oiled machine is working, don't change anything.
Hmm.
And that's always been the case with Concrete. And it's definitely the case with Bullshit Detector. That Bullshit Detector is Richard's baby, and I don't want to change a thing. I want him to continue to do what he's doing, and I will just gladly play with my flavor on it. But Concrete is Manny. Manny writes
Right.
everything, and it works. He brings stuff to the table, and then we turn it into a song.
Sure.
Um, or certain things here and there, we can change a riff here, change a part there, or this might work better here, but the core of the song is written by Manny.
Yeah.
And man, Liberty and Justice is everybody. It's everybody.
That's kind of
Yeah.
what I got that feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it's even Halston, Ramsey, it's everybody. You know what I mean? A lot of the songs are everybody. And I think that's cool.
Dude, shout out Halston,
Yeah.
bro. Come on,
Yeah.
Halston. That kid was when he was playing with me, he was like, I don't know, a high school kid still. I was a terrible influence on that poor guy. Like, oh my goodness, dude. He was awesome. And that's cool. You know what? It takes a lot of like being secure with yourself to be able to go, no, man, I like what you're doing. I want to be a part of it. I don't necessarily want to there's no ego there where you're like, yeah, dude, what
it's
what did you write? I like this. This is your
it's
project.
having
Cool.
having the ability to step out of your ego, you
That's
know?
so awesome.
Um and honestly, man, a lot of that stuff, I didn't learn, and most people don't learn until recovery.
Mm-hmm.
You don't figure that stuff out, and there's no instruction manual for it either.
Ugh.
But yeah, once you realize, just shrink your ego, man. Just and things are just so much smoother, and especially in the music world. Um, but I do write. I do have stuff in my head. Have stuff on my phone. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. Um, it's not it's not punk stuff. It's
Okay.
not hardcore. I would say, if I go back on my phone and listen to some of the stuff that I put down, because I don't want to forget it,
Right.
it sounds like It sounds like a hot rodded AC/DC. I don't know how else to describe it.
Oh,
But going back to influences, that's another big thing guitar wise for me is AC/DC.
dude, love ACDC.
I think AC/DC gets overlooked a lot. They get looked at as a dad band or, oh, their shirts are at Walmart, like a cheesy thing. But is anybody really going and listening to their catalog? Not the hits, not the popular albums, and really listening. And you're like, holy shit, they're an amazing band, you know?
I mean, are they that big because they suck?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
nope.
Yeah.
ACDC is awesome. I like
Yeah.
Rose Tattoo. I like
Rose
what's that
Tattoo's another great one.
what's that one from Australia?
Well, Rose Tattoo as well. Yeah.
Are they from Australia?
Yeah. But there's another one. It's like right there.
Yeah, there's another one. It's like kind of like the Clash from Australia. But yeah, all
Yeah.
those like rock and roll.
They just played Rebellion, didn't they?
I couldn't tell you, man.
I think they
Bro,
did.
Rebellion's
Yeah.
so crazy. I would love to go check that out one of these years, man. That's like a
Oh my God, man. It is. Oh, that Rebellion was an experience. It was amazing. Um, Experiencing something like Rebellion, like almost back to back months after Punk Rock Bowling
right.
was crazy, like, and that was my first time getting to experience things like that, including Punk Rock Bowling. Um, but Rebellion is like the vibe. I can't describe it. The
Mm,
vibe is so much different than like any other festival that you went to, and what's weird about it, the biggest thing that I noticed at Rebellion is you did not see one advertisement or sign. It wasn't Monster Energy presents or anything like that. That's what made that a lot cooler to me.
that's awesome.
Um, but it's huge. It is absolutely insane how big Rebellion is. There's like 8 stages, I think, and three of them are like ballroom huge. Like I think the cap on one of them was like 6,000 people,
Good grief.
and it was like 5 or 6,000 was the cap on the main room, the big room, and the Drowns was playing on a Saturday at like 2 p.m. and the room was capped. They weren't letting anybody else in the room. Like that is insane. That's how many people go to Rebellion. And
Dude.
just that room was capped. So there was still people because there's bands overlapping.
Yeah,
Like
sure, sure.
Bullshit Detector was playing at the same time as Circle Jerks. And there
What?
and there was still
Ah,
there was still a huge crowd in the Bullshit Detector room. Like it's insane because there's that many people there that you're playing Rebellion, you're never gonna play to an empty room because there's that many people there.
I have to make it out there, man. I've been invited by like 3 different people in a couple of bands. They're like, "Hey, you got a
Yeah.
place to crash?" I'm like, "Man," but the airfare is a lot. But
Oh, it's
can you,
not cheap. Yeah.
can you imagine my frantic behind out there with my camera trying to figure out what to do? I would be overloaded. I'd be like, I don't know. I'd have to plan that out months in advance,
Yeah, you would have so much opportunity for content though. There
dude.
it is insane. Yeah.
I,
There's tons of vendors and all that stuff too. It's great. Yeah.
Traveling's fun, man. I'm getting the hang of it a little bit, man. It's still not something I'm real comfortable with, but I'm going out
Yeah.
to the Bay Area in like looks like about 9 or 10 days. I'm going to see Judge Integrity and Earth Crisis at Gilman.
No shit.
Bro,
Yeah.
what is happening? Shout out to my boy Kevin from Valhalla Cinema. He's gonna roll out there with me.
That's
Uh
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, dude. Like,
I played Gilman one time and,
was it dope?
and it was it was weird, but it was awesome, you know. It
I
was
can
it
see
was
it.
one of those shows that it was one of those shows that I felt like should have been a lot of people there and there wasn't. And
Mm,
but this was 2008, 7-ish maybe. Um
that's a while
and
back.
yeah, that was the only time I'd ever been to Gilman was that one time. I played Chain Reaction on the same tour, so that was cool
Oh man,
too.
that's
Is
a
Chain
cool club
Reaction
too.
still there?
I think so.
It is, right?
I think so.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is that
Somebody
is that
can
is that
somebody
South,
can correct us in the comments.
is that the suburbs of LA?
I think
No.
so.
Yeah, yeah. I
No.
went. No,
Is
I
it
saw.
Anaheim? It's not Anaheim, is it?
I can't freaking remember, man. But
I
if
don't
it's the place
remember
that I think it
either.
is, I went and saw a band play there when I was on my first trip to California. Like, I'm I'm so grateful to have the people that I have in my life because I'm meeting people through this channel that are it's helping me get to go do things that I would have never gotten to do otherwise. So
Yeah.
it's really cool, man. I think that you know I want young people to see this, and I want young people to feel welcome at shows. Like, come out to shows, because through the
Yeah,
shows you'll meet people like us, like you and I, and
yeah.
we're gonna be the people that in a few years go, yeah, man, whenever you're down, like make sure you call me, dude. Like that's gonna make people want to keep going. I don't know.
I'm a
Family is so
huge
important.
I'm a huge supporter of that because a lot of us, we all experienced it growing up, and a lot of us came into scenes where it was full of bullies or full of a bunch of grumpy old heads that basically didn't want you there. But at the same time, like, you realize your scene's gonna die if you keep bullying these kids out.
Yo,
So I'm a huge supporter of being very welcoming and showing these people what's up instead of being a bully and making fun of their shirt or whatever band they're supporting. Just show them something instead of bullying them. You know what I mean?
I'm a pretty opinionated person. I have never in my life given some kid crap for a shirt that they wore at a show. I just feel like that's so
Yeah,
dumb. Like
yeah.
I've worn some pretty ridiculous shirts, and I've liked some pretty, I don't know, for lack of a better word, corny bands. So like, I'm keeping my mouth shut with that one.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure I think I'm wearing a Purple Rain shirt under this.
yo, that's not corny, dude. Prince. I just had at the shop a couple weeks ago. This girl came in and she was like looking around, and she's like, "Oh, he's got Prince records in the thing," and I had some like pretty rare 45s, and I told her, I said, dude, you don't understand. I love Prince. And she's like, you like Prince? I was like, what the? Yeah, I like Prince. What does that mean? I
Yeah,
like, and I was like, yeah. Got to talking, and she was shocked at how much I enjoyed that guy's music. But I was like, dude, how could you not like Prince? Like,
yeah,
that's a weird one to not like.
yeah. I like a lot of weird shit. A lot of weird shit that a lot of people don't know that I like, but I'm not ashamed of it. I'm loud about it. I'll talk about it.
You remember presidents of the United States of America?
Yes.
Somebody brought them up the other day, and I was like, that was one of the weirder bands in the '90s, dude. Those guys were
Yeah.
freaking peaches, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was one of the Columbia House CDs that I ended up
Yes,
with.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
How much debt did that company go into? Like,
There's a reason they're not here. There's a reason they're not here anymore.
I feel like I owe them an apology personally.
Who thought of that? Who thought of that idea where it was like 13 CDs for 13 cents? You don't pay now. We don't need your credit card information. It's okay.
They went on the honor system.
Yeah. Oh.
Yo, that's wild, dude. Like what? Oh man, dude, that's yeah, that was a wild thing. But yeah, dude, that's funny, man. So out of all three of the bands you play in, which one is your favorite? No, I'm kidding. That's a
Yeah, you
horrible.
can't do that. You
No, I
can't do
was
that to me.
1000%. Hey, just for anybody that's wondering, I genuinely that was not an actual question that I wanted an answer to. But I did want to ask you, like, where's your favorite place to play? Like, what city outside of Texas? Let's say outside of Texas, if you get to go tour somewhere, where's your like go-to spot?
Oh man, I have a huge East Coast West Coast battle going on in my head with that question. Uh the Northeast, man, I like playing. I guess it also depends on who with, but I
Mm,
really like playing in New York. I really like New York. I like the vibe. I like being up there. A lot of people hate it. It's grumpy. It's a grumpy town. There's people everywhere. I get it. Traffic, all of that, but the shows are always cool. That and like the Bay Area, San Francisco, all of that, like have a lot of fun out there all the time. Like I can't remember ever having a bad show out there with
nice.
any band that I was with. Um yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say New York or San Francisco. Yeah.
So I get to go to San Francisco soon. I'm excited for that. But I just went to New York, as you know, you were
Yeah,
up
yeah.
there. Bro, that place was amazing.
You gotta go see the Sea Lions, man.
Wait, what? Where?
Yeah, in San Francisco.
Oh, word? Oh, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
I can't. I'll shoot you a text. I can't remember. It's like a Pier something is a number. It's Pier 20
Okay,
something or Pier 40 something. Um, and those fools just live there. They don't leave. They're just there year round, just barking at you.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah, it's crazy. Like you just walk up and there they are.
Dude, that's cool, man.
And
I
and,
like
and there's like 50 of them just there.
that's all
Yeah.
gang of them, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like on top of each other and just whatever. Like they're just there. Yeah, and that's their everyday life. They just live there. They don't migrate. Like they stay there year round.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're gangster, bro. They're just like, "Watch out,
Yeah.
Fred, get out of my way, Bill."
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Man, let's see. New York was that like 2, 3 months ago? Man, it was so hot in New York, bro. It was crazy. I never ridden a subway before until I was in New York. That was an
Yeah.
interesting experience, man. Like
Yeah.
the coasts are different, man. They're so Texas is a weird place, I think, because we're not. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, oh, we're the weird ones, dude. Like everybody else has their shit figured out. We
Oh,
don't.
you
Like,
talk to anybody from East Coast or West Coast, in any of the major cities, and they walk everywhere. They take a train everywhere. They
yeah,
take a
dude.
bus, or they walk. And they don't understand the concept of I get in my car to go anywhere, but they don't understand that it's 110 degrees for one, but also in Texas, everything is like 2 hours away.
Dude, everything.
Everything, no matter everything is just 2 hours away. So you can't walk,
Shit, no, dude. From my house to the venue I go to the most at like 9 p.m. It is a 65-minute drive, and I don't drive slow. Like
This is this in Houston?
I live in Magnolia, so I'm like outside of
Yeah,
Houston. So yeah, if I go into Houston, it is over an hour at like 75 miles an hour, bro.
yeah,
It is a long drive. And when I get out of those shows, I don't get home till like 2:30 in the morning, man. I'm
yeah,
exhausted by the time I get home. I can't imagine having to try to do I used to not have a car for a long, long time. And I used to metro bus it around in Texas. This shit was miserable, dude.
yeah,
Miserable, man. Crackheads everywhere. Like just you can't be on time nowhere because the bus comes once an
yeah.
hour. And if it's late, that's it. You're screwed.
Man,
Bro.
I've looked at bus tickets in recent times, like Greyhound and stuff like that, and I don't understand how crackheads end up on Greyhounds because those tickets are not any cheaper than a plane ticket.
What's
Like,
up with that though? Sincerely though, they're not any
yeah,
cheaper than a plane ticket. Like,
yeah.
is it just because they're banking on people not wanting to fly because they're scared or something? Like,
Or people that can't fly. I don't know.
yeah, I guess
But
there's people
it's
that
like,
can't
hey, for the same price, you can go from San Antonio to New York for the same price on an airplane in 4 hours, or we can get you there in 4 days on a bus. You know,
It might break down. Probably won't be AC.
yeah, we're gonna
Crying
stop
babies.
every 30 minutes and drop someone off and pick someone up, and we'll get you there in 4 days for the same price.
Have you ever ridden a Greyhound?
Oh, they're nasty. I
Oh,
did one
dude.
one time. I rode from Dallas to San Antonio with a box of shirts, picking up from somebody that printed them up there, and we were bringing them down here. And this was before I knew Manny. Manny's the merch guy for everybody. But yeah, that was the only time I did it, and uh, if I could relive those smells, I just oh
I took a bus once from Austin to Houston, and it's like a 2.5 hour drive from Houston to Austin, right? It took like double that to get home on a bus, and then I was stuck downtown. But I was like super nervous because I was like crotching a bag full of methadone pills, and I wasn't sure like what their security measures. This is like I don't know 2007, dude. They weren't triple
yeah.
guard. They didn't. I mean, I just walked in and got on the bus, but like, yeah, dude, miserable time, dude.
Yeah, they're not making you take your shoes off to get on the bus.
No, no, not then they weren't. Maybe who knows now?
Yeah, yeah.
But dude, that's crazy, bro. Greyhounds for twice the 4 times the amount of time, 10% more money will get you there.
Yeah.
But it will not be efficient. If efficiency
Yeah.
your game. So what's
Oh, we
your
have we have movies, we have screens, but it's only how Stella got her groove back on repeat. That's all you can watch.
Yo, dude, you're a movie guy, man. That's awesome. I don't know if I knew that. So did you know I have a whole other podcast with my buddies? We do movie talk stuff.
I
Like they're
didn't
like,
know.
yeah, they're like normie guys, bro. They're my best friends, man. Like we
Like
love
I
movies.
I knew you had like a huge stock of like
Yeah.
movies and stuff. But so I figured you were into movies, but I didn't know that there was a whole other
Yeah, I used to have a whole other
channel.
channel. Yeah, it used to be
Yeah.
my channel, but it's all my friends now because I don't want to have to. I'd rather just focus on what I'm doing. But like, yeah, I've got like a equally large shelf to my records, but in movies, I got two of them. My whole hallway is covered in movies. It's awesome.
Yeah, I have
Mostly horror.
it's I if I could turn the camera, but there's last time I counted It's like 780, I think,
Dude,
movies.
that's so many more than people realize it is.
Yeah.
Well, 700 something. I'm like, go count 700 DVDs or whatever. Go,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah.
What's your genre of choice?
Man, I think it's a little cliche to jump to horror. I do like horror movies. I like older horror movies.
Okay,
I don't like jump scare, uh, pale skin, wet hair girl movies. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Like all those
Just
movies
skin wet hair, girl.
with the pale skinny girl with wet hair. You know, I don't like those kind of horror movies.
She's a
Um,
star.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, what was that? What was that? I can't remember. I think it was a Japanese movie that became very popular in the
With the
States.
ring.
Was it?
The
Was
ring's the one
it?
where she comes out of the TV and she's got the like long drippy hair. And then
Yeah,
there was also the one where the hand came from behind her head. It was but yeah, J horror stuff really popped off the skinny wet hair
yeah.
thing.
So like modern horror is too predictable and cheesy to me.
Sure,
I like the stuff that was borderline intentionally cheesy.
me too.
like like explaining to people, like showing someone dead alive for the first time,
Yeah,
and then explaining to them that, like, oh, so like Peter Jackson's crew ran out of stage blood in the middle of this scene, and you can tell when the consistency changed and they started using tomato juice because they couldn't find anything else. Like, nerd out about stuff like that, you know.
that's awesome. Are you the
Yeah.
special features guy? You watch special features?
Yeah. Oh, if there's
Yeah,
commentary too, if there's commentary, yeah, I'm one of those people. That
commentary
that
is like dope though.
that's why I own hard copies of everything,
Right.
because your Netflix, your Hulu, none of that's going to have your deleted scenes, your special features, your commentary, all that stuff. And there's a lot of movies that a lot of people don't understand. Like Spinal Tap is a good example. It is a completely different movie with the commentary on.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, yeah. If you've never done it, go find a copy of Spinal Tap
I
and
probably have a copy of that.
watch it with a commentary on. It
Oh,
is just, it's just the three of them in in a studio talking over the movie, and they're in character the whole time, and they're not even talking about the movie half the time. It's
that's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. But
That's awesome.
I would say 70s, 80s science fiction or horror.
Ooh, okay.
That's where I'm at. Horror or 70s, 80s science fiction. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Yeah.
Oh,
Big
dude,
Star
no
Wars
kidding.
nerd. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. Are you
yeah.
into Trek at all? Or are you just Star Wars?
No, no,
No,
I never really dabbled
dude.
into the tricks.
On the day I got married, we went to a movie theater and watched a Star Wars film. My wife is a Star Wars
Which one
nerd.
was it?
I can't remember because I'm not a Star Wars nerd.
Maybe I can help you. What year did you get married?
Holy shit! Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
Had to yell for my wife. Give me 1 second. She'll probably remember. I hope so. If she doesn't, I'm not gonna be that surprised. But like, yeah, I mean, hey, what was the movie that we went and saw when we got married? I know it was Star Wars. But which one was it? Can you remember? All the later ones run together to me because they have a similar like look.
Yeah.
You don't remember it either.
I can't remember.
What year was it?
It might have been Rogue
2017.
One.
Oh, I think it was Rogue One actually.
It was Rogue
2017 sounds right for Rogue One, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I think it was Rogue One.
Yeah.
But like we were psyched to go like get married and then go watch Star Wars. Like she likes
Yeah.
sci-fi, which is probably the only reason that our movie stuff works at all is because I like horror, she likes sci-fi. So they bleed together enough to where like
Yeah.
occasionally we'll get a movie that really fits both of us. She watches a lot of shit she doesn't want to on my behalf. But like, yeah, she was into Star Trek. We've got what? I love you too. A Star Wars poster in the house from the 77.
One. Yeah, it's a New Hope.
Yeah, New Hope original poster, and then you've got the Star Trek 1 poster. Wow, bro, she doesn't remember this poster. Dude, that's awesome. I get points for that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later, lady.
Yay.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out that movie. I'll be out there in a few minutes.
I love you.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, super into that stuff, man.
Sci-fi and horror, man, they kind of go together.
What got you into sci-fi?
Star Wars, for sure.
Okay. Oh, duh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
when people ask sci-fi, I was never a big fantasy guy. If I consider fantasy, dragons and elves and
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean, ogres, and that's fantasy in my head. That's
No,
considered
no,
as
that's
fantasy.
fantasy for
Uh,
sure.
when I think of sci-fi, I think of like space and lasers.
Yep.
That's the kind of sci-fi I'm really into.
No, for sure.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. But I don't know, Starship Troopers is another good one.
Yes,
Yeah,
bro.
people forget about that
This
one
movie
a
goes
lot.
hard.
Yeah. Um,
Do you like stuff
damn.
like Galaxia and things like that?
I I kind of little bit got into it. You mean like Battlestar Galactica and stuff like
No, no,
that?
no. It's called. Hold on, 1 second. I'll show you something.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you probably can't see it on the screen, huh? I'll send you a text later. It's all good.
Yeah.
There's like these. You know who Roger Corman is?
Uh-huh.
So there's all these like Corman classics, quote unquote, that he did. I like that kind of stuff. Like there's movies where they did like a Star Wars ripoff, and you could tell that they used like milk crates in to-go boxes as like they glued them to the wall to give it like shape and stuff. Like that's the kind of shit I'm into. I want like
Yeah.
super low budget. Like I watch really like micro budget films, dude. We could talk about this stuff all day, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably like a lot of the same stuff in that regard. That's awesome. I didn't know you were super into film. That makes me very happy.
Yeah. No, I really again, there was no filter growing up, so
Man, I'm jealous of
I
that.
could watch whatever I wanted. I had actually got in trouble one time early in school. Um, each kid in the class had we had a movie day once a week, and each kid in the class had their turn to bring their favorite movie in to show the class. And this was probably like second grade, third grade. I brought Terminator 2.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. And I didn't know. I had no clue. I didn't understand that that was not for kids. I didn't understand that it was inappropriate for school. I was like, what are you talking about? It's my favorite movie, dude. I watch it all the time, you know?
That movie's
And
goated.
you know, and then, they go tell my mom, like, what is this? Why he's in trouble for this? He can't bring this to school. My mom's like, that's his favorite movie. What are you talking about? Like,
Dude,
yeah, it
shout out to your
was.
mom, bro. Your mom sounds awesome. Do you like the first Terminator?
I do a
Yeah,
lot.
I
Yeah.
like that. I think I like that one even a little bit better, honestly.
I think that's another series that I kind of nerd out on, is that
Hmm.
whole Terminator series. Yeah.
Okay.
It,
Okay.
it got a little confusing
Yeah.
at a certain point, but I just watched, I think it was called Dark Fate. The one where Sarah Connor comes back.
Oh, dude, I never saw that one. Was
Yeah,
it any good?
it's good action wise, but they're getting into the whole splitting timeline thing
Oh,
that too
yeah,
many movies are doing. Like, we ran out of ideas. Let's just split the timeline and make it a new thing. And
yeah, dude. That's tough. How are you on Alien?
I really do. I do like the Alien movies. I do. I think by Alien 3, I was more into it then by Alien 3. But as an adult, I go back and watch Alien and Aliens,
Yeah,
and I can
excellent movies.
totally appreciate them. I like when movies aren't scared to be quiet and dead and slow. And I feel like Alien was like that. There was a lot of ominous humming and machine just humming in the background, or the spaceship just humming in the background. There wasn't a whole lot of action. There wasn't a whole lot of lasers and blowing up, and no soundtrack, no music. Like, people don't pick up on that stuff, but when you're paying attention, like a movie nerd does, you're like, hey,
Yep.
there's no music in that movie. Like, yeah,
Dude, I love that you recognize that. That's awesome. I
yeah,
got to see Alien. I'm 43, so I didn't get to see it when it came out. It was in the 70s, right? But I worked at a theater when it came out on its 40th anniversary, and I got to go watch it by myself in a theater alone. It was one
yeah.
of the greatest movie experiences I've ever had because it still holds up. That movie's still
Oh
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So is Predator a horror movie or an action movie?
Predator was the first movie I was going to bring up when you were talking about you and your wife having sci-fi horror
Mm,
and as one. I was going to say that there's like 17 Predator movies that fall into that category.
yep.
But man, I would consider Predator a sci-fi horror. I mean, a sci-fi action.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
then you get into the more modern Predator movies, and they lean more on the horror side to me.
The
you
first
know?
one just is like a slasher movie to me. But like,
Yeah,
I'm weird though. Like, I put Jurassic Park as in my horror section. Like, that is a
yeah.
terrifying film. It's a bunch of dinosaurs chasing kids. How's that not scary? It's so scary.
Oh, that
Like,
movie was. I wore that tape out. Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park are the first tapes I ever actually wore out. Like you played them too much.
that's awesome.
You rewound them too much and the tape stretched, you know what I mean?
Oh yes, I do
So
know
so by
exactly
the
what
time
you
you started by the time it had stretched and you wore it out, everything was a little distorted and everything sounded a little slower and
mean. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that was Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 for me.
Do you
Which came out very close. I think Terminator 2 was 91, Jurassic Park was 92, 93.
I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Yeah.
Do you still collect VHS tapes at all?
I have some put away.
Okay.
It's
I
not
was
the
just curious.
collection. It's not the collection I used to have.
Okay.
But I do have that many maybe put away that I just refuse to get rid of, and a lot of them are
Absolutely.
A lot of them are Star Wars.
Okay. That's
But
cool.
yeah, yeah,
That's cool, man. Yeah. Do you know I was talking to somebody about movies recently. I got into this hot debate. Maybe I'll get your opinion on this. They were talking about how Batman, what was it, 89, right? Batman 89 is like the goated comic book movie, right? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And I was like, but it's not the best movie from that era. And they were like, what are you talking about? Which one's better? And I was like, Ninja Turtles, like by a lot. Like Ninja Turtles holds up way better than Batman.
yeah. If you're talking movies in general,
Just in general, yeah. Like Batman's
yeah,
awesome. I love Batman, but like the Ninja Turtles movie is far superior. Like it's way
it
better.
was so much darker than the rest of them.
Dude,
Like
it was crazy.
Ninja Turtles 2 was
Ridiculous.
it was a lot campier and funnier, and then Ninja Turtles 3 was like borderline a children's movie,
Yes.
but the first Ninja Turtles was very dark, and I liked that. It wasn't a happy, really necessarily a happy movie, and I thought that was cool.
Dude, Raphael said a cuss word in it. It was awesome, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, like that movie was awesome. Casey Jones rules. April O'Neil was tough, and it was all dark and gritty, dude. It was like a. Have you seen
yeah,
that movie, Maniac or New York Ripper?
yeah, yeah.
It had the same like look to it. It was like this grimy. Everything was like super saturated and dark, and it was gross. It looked dirty. It looked like you needed to take a bath.
Yeah, yeah. Although I will say that I really did love Michael Keaton Batman's. I did.
Oh,
Like
dude. I mean,
those.
I love him too. Yeah, no, for sure. I don't want to like shit on Michael Keaton Batman movies. They're great, especially the second one. Honestly, I think the second one's better than the first one.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Catwoman, bro. Come on, dude.
The
Woo!
cast in Batman Returns.
Dude.
If you go back, you're like Christopher Walken, Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito. Like, come on. There's. I always bring this up anytime somebody brings up Batman Returns. Is there's a scene in that movie that goes on for almost 3.5 minutes straight of no dialogue, and it's just Danny DeVito grunting. When they bring him the fish and they bring him downstairs to try to convince him that like, hey, you're going to be mayor, that's where it starts. And
Okay.
if you time it, there's like 3.5 minutes that go by of just him grunting with that fish in his hand, like, and he's looking at everybody and like, yeah, it's a
Dude.
long time period of just him grunting and no dialogue at all.
So
And
I have. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. That's
no,
insane. I have that on VHS and I have a VCR at my shop. I'm going to watch that tomorrow at my
yeah.
store. I have to. That's crazy. 3.5 minutes is a long time.
And crazy fact is that it's a real fish. He really bit into it. Yeah,
My man
yeah.
wilding out, dude. Chill out, Danny
He's
DeVito.
about the art, man. He's about the art.
Dude, I was do you remember like what got your love of movies going?
Ooh, like not a movie in particular, but just in general, like
Just whatever sparked you, because I can tell you the exact day where I knew, oh, I love movies. I can tell you the day. I know it's so weird. I just remember it.
what was yours?
My dad took me to a grindhouse theater and we watched
Uh-huh.
a double feature for like $2, and it was Double Impact with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it was Rumble in the Bronx. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
and like I'm a big martial arts fan to this day because of that day. And I love shitty, cheesy martial art. I like American Ninja. I like Ninja 3, The Return of whatever. I like all that whatever the
I
worst shit is, I like it.
I always liked waiting till the end in the credits and watching all of Jackie Chan's bloopers where he almost dies and
Yes.
he's laughing about it. He like almost dies and he just laughs. He laughs it off. Like I think it was what was that movie? Who am I? Do you remember that movie?
I don't remember that one.
And Jackie Chan, he's got like all these multiple personalities. But there's a scene where he's like sliding down a building, like a skyscraper, and he's sliding down. It's like at an angle, and he loses his grip and almost falls off the edge. And they show this blooper in the credits after the
Oh my
credits,
goodness.
and he's laughing about it. Like, but
All right.
I would say that for me, what sparked my love for movies was we didn't have a babysitter ever
Mm,
growing up. We were left at home a lot. This was fine. This was fine in the 80s and early 90s. It was cool to leave your kids at home
it
with
was
no
normal.
supervision. We knew how to work the stove and it was fine. But we didn't have any babysitter. It was just us, me and my sister, and the TV.
Dude.
So the TV kind of raised me, and that's where my love of movies came from. It was like Back to the Future and Pee-wee's Big Adventure
Yeah, dude,
and
Pee-wee.
fucking yeah, fucking Jurassic Park, Batman, like all that stuff. Like that was just on repeat at my house. We had somebody climb the pole and unscrew the cable and put the HBO thing in there, and yeah, we were set. Yeah, we did. We had HBO and we were good. Yeah.
You remember the little box TVs that were like 13-inch color TVs with a little click, 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 click?
Yeah.
Remember those things?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the good old days, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I remember watching Freddy Krueger and being told I wasn't supposed to, and then having terrible nightmares about it. And my mom was like, go to your room. And I had to go back to my room scared,
I
dude.
told you.
Dude, she was like, nah, bro. Well, dude, we've been talking for a little while, man. Before we get out of here, first off, thank you for your time, man. It's been
Yeah,
awesome.
man,
We need to do this
absolutely.
again one of these days. I want to know, give me a list of just a handful of bands, however many you want, 2, 3, 4, 5, it doesn't matter. Bands that are modern that you're listening to right now that maybe other people don't know about yet.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Um, New current bands, right?
Preferably, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I don't think enough people know about this is a power pop band out of France, but Alvilda from France.
Oh, I love them.
Love that band a lot. Um, I have been playing a lot of Schedule One. I don't know if anybody's heard of that band. It's another one. I believe out of France as well. Um, who else would I throw out there as what I've been digging a lot of lately? I've been listening to that Street Power album that came out a lot. That's a good one too if you're in a hardcore mood.
Right?
Um, um, and what else is another good one?
Dude, Alvilda was a great pick.
Dude, that Liberty and Justice was on tour one year in Europe. We were playing Paris, and um, we've known a couple of them from other bands. They
Right.
play in like Skelett
Yep.
and Waddy has another band, Bromere with the
Bromere,
saxophone.
yeah, Bromere, yeah.
So that some of those girls are in other bands that we've known them from and all that stuff. But Liberty and Justice was on tour. We were in Paris, and all of Alvilda showed up at the show, and that's like how we got to know them, and that's how I learned who they were, like as a band. They weren't even playing the show; they just showed up.
That's awesome.
And the first thing we did was on the road to the next show. Like we had that on in the van like all day, and we all fell in love with it. It's amazing. And the more recent album that just came out is just
Oh, it's so
it's
good.
even better than the EP they had before. It's all good stuff. I like a lot of power pop.
You ever listen to Baby Shakes?
Yeah. I like clean jangly guitars. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I like a lot of that when you can like hear the high strings too.
Mhm.
It's cool stuff, but a lot of power pop that's very very particular to power pop, clean jangly guitars. But
Absolutely.
who else have I like really been listening to a lot of? Yeah, and I know as soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna think of like
Oh,
10,
dude,
10 bands I should have told you.
of
You
course,
know,
of
but
course.
uh, I think Veneno is another one that people
Ooh,
should
that I
should
don't
look
know.
into.
How do you spell
Um,
that?
Veneno,
Okay,
I,
okay,
I
that's good.
believe is correct. That they're going to be out of New York, I believe.
What kind of music?
It's punk
Okay,
oi-ish
okay,
with some Spanish lyrics. It's cool.
nice. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
good,
it's cool
good.
stuff. And I really like Cran from France.
So
I'm sure,
good,
yeah,
bro.
you've heard of them. Have you gotten? You should get them on your
I
channel.
did. I had them on,
Oh,
and it was awesome because they don't
yeah,
speak a lot of English. They speak pretty good English, but I don't
yeah,
speak any French. So it was like, and when I went to go to Pittsburgh, I ran into the guitar player. I think the tall fella. I think he's guitar, maybe bass
yeah.
guitar.
Ben,
Ben, yes,
yeah,
he was so nice, man. He saw me and remembered me from just from an interview. I couldn't believe it, bro. It blew
yeah,
my
yeah.
mind. But
They're awesome. They're
that
great
band's
people.
rad. That
Yeah,
band's really good, dude. Yeah,
yeah.
shout out. Is it Cran or Crown? Whatever. Shout out that band. Shout out,
Yeah, yeah. I
dude.
I say things wrong all the time. I don't know
Bro,
how to pronounce stuff, but
people try to tell me how to pronounce Coxbar right. I'm like, bro, I'm never gonna change. I'm from Texas. I say it like that. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
yeah.
felt dumb talking to Colin about it, but like after that, I was like, well, it is what it is. Like that was.
Um, Rifle was a good one that we just met
I don't know that either.
in England when we were at Rebellion. Um,
Like
it's
just
it's
spelled
it's
correctly, rifle.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like grittier, harder punk oi stuff. Like hanging out with those dudes because their merch table is right next to ours.
Nice.
I got that real street vibe from these dudes, and I love that. Like
Yeah.
these dudes aren't faking it. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. I
I,
love that.
I love
Yeah,
it when you're hanging out next to a band's table and you could just tell like they make you a little. You're just like, all right. I don't know. You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but somebody where you know, like if it pops off, like I'm gonna get away from that guy. I don't want to be.
yeah,
I don't want him to think that I'm somebody I'm not. Like I don't want to be
yeah.
involved with this.
Or if it pops off, I think this dude's got my back.
Or that if you know
Yeah,
them at all, that's definitely the way
yeah,
to go for sure.
yeah,
Dude, I've been listening to the Cars. I know that's not old band, but like the Cars, I just like stumbled. Power pop has been a genre that I'm slowly starting to really, really fall in love with. I like a lot
yeah.
of that stuff.
That was definitely something that's the last 5 or 8 years that come into my life as is a new thing to me was power pop. Yeah,
Are you a fan of Bruce Springsteen at all?
absolutely.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite album by him? Do you have one? Do some people don't have one?
No,
No.
I don't. I like a lot of what I would consider classic, generic American rock and roll, and
Ain't nothing
that's
wrong
for
with
that.
that,
And I
bro.
would put that in that category, you know.
Absolutely.
Um, but
Absolutely.
when you get that Spotify Wrapped thing every year, of course, it's always like Thin Lizzy's always in my top 5.
Nice.
Like
Nice. Okay.
for like since Spotify's been a thing, like that's always been in my
Dude,
top 5.
it's a band
Um,
I've never gotten into, bro. I can't get into it. I
yeah,
don't know. I've tried.
it's and I don't blame people. Like it's a guitar band to me. Like if you're a guitar player, you understand it. If not, you don't have to. You know, it's not the end of the world if you don't like them. You know, but to
Facts.
me, it's a guitar thing, and they cycled through enough guitar players that each album had enough of a different sound, you know.
Okay.
But anybody that's a guitar player and understands it knows that it's just harmonized guitars left and right, and it's amazing.
You're not wrong
Yeah,
about that. You're not wrong
yeah,
about that at all.
yeah,
That's awesome, man. Shit, dude. It's been a blast hanging out and talking with you,
yeah,
man.
man.
Before we go, is there anybody that you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, my mom, if she's gonna see this, hi mom.
Dude, yes, dude.
Yeah,
That's the moms, bro. My mom would
yeah.
never watch this. She'd be like, nah, I'm good.
I'm sure she'll find it somewhere down the line. My sister might show it to her or something. But
Dude, that's
yeah,
rad.
yeah,
I mean, your mom did Texas a service by letting you watch movies, listen to music, and becoming the person that you are. I appreciate your mom for that.
she loves hearing all my stories about all the stuff I do and places I've been, and I don't think she fully understands like how I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but like how big it actually is compared to what I used to do when I was like 15.
Right.
Like part of me likes to think that she still thinks I'm doing what I was doing when I was 15. You know?
She probably does to a
Yeah,
degree.
yeah.
Like,
But I know she does her little like creeping and she sees stuff on the
yes,
internet.
dude.
And I know she's seen some of those pictures and videos from like punk rock bowling and like stuff like that. So
That's so cool,
I like
man.
to think maybe she thinks I'm doing all right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, when I told my mom I was gonna go to Pittsburgh for my very first time, like going on a trip, and she's like, "Well, what are you going for?" And I was like, "Well, work." And she's like, "What do you mean work?" And I was like, "My channel, like that's what I 7 days a week I do this." I was like, "I'm gonna go and film all these bands play, make a bunch of contacts, buy a bunch of merch for my shop. Work. What do you mean? What do you?" I
Yeah.
couldn't, dude. Yeah. So like, your mom probably doesn't necessarily understand what it really is. So like, shout out to the
Yeah.
moms that are out there backing their kids doing this stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. When are you being down here again? Is it? I guess you won't be here till the weekender. I guess
That is
it's November or something. 20
20.
month and a
Yeah,
half.
I'm out there for that. And then I'll be in town, I think, soon after. Uh just tracking some stuff with Ramsey.
Nice,
Yeah.
dude. Dude, I've known that guy
Yeah.
since we were like little bitty kids, bro.
Oh, I love Ramsey.
Dude, he's awesome.
I don't want to record with anybody else anymore.
Dude,
Yeah.
he might be the actual person that got me into punk. So, you know John Hale that owns the End?
Yeah.
I've known him since we were 5, and I've known Ramsey since we were probably like 10 or so, because we all lived in the same neighborhood. And it's so weird how we all grew up in the same little bitty, like, one little block area, and we're all like who we are doing what we do. It's very weird, but
Yeah.
I love those men. They're awesome dudes, and you're awesome. Your music's awesome. I really appreciate your time, and all the stuff you're doing is awesome, man. I'm happy for you. I hope it
I think
continues.
you're awesome, man. I think you're
That's
doing
dope.
something good with all this
Thank you.
for real, man.
Thank you, man.
There's a lot of stuff that you're putting out on the map for people to see that I don't think generally people would have found, you know. A lot of bands, a lot of music, you know. There's somebody doing it now and I love it, you know.
I appreciate it. I'm
Yeah.
trying, dude. I love this. This has been my blood, man. And all you guys are my family, and I would do anything for y'all. So, keep that in mind. You ever need something, man,
Yeah.
give me a holler. But
For sure.
I'll reach out soon, man. We'll
Yeah.
talk again. All
All
right.
right, man.
Everybody, you know what to do. Links are in the description. Give us a like, follow all that shit, man. We'll see y'all next time on the Punk Rock Review. All right, brother. Peace.
Take it easy, man.
Later, man.